couldn't talk peace with me. They tried, and I was like, nigga, this schoolyard.
It's your boy Crypto Blood, and I want to introduce you guys to a new exchange, Bityard. They do cryptocurrency contracts. If you're like me, an active trader, you're probably sick of the market manipulations, forced liquidations, accurate Bitcoin reference rates over at Bityard with K-line weighted averages, no VPN hassle, available for US citizens, and fully regulated in Singapore, Australia, Estonia, and the US. Profit losses are all in USD as well, and no fees with US withdrawals. And most importantly, you can do deposits with fiat. Unlike BitMEX, you can't do that, right? So check out bityard.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of my Two Satoshis. It is June 24th, 2020. Shout out to my man, the Tech Geek, for the song request today. I never even heard this one before. Na 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 by Nelly off of his Sweatsuit album. Thanks for the song request, brother. What's good, people? Hope you guys are doing well today, and welcome to another episode. And today we're going to look at something I just talked about the other day regarding Wirecard and the fraudulent $2.1 billion in transactions that were either lost / stolen or fraudulently accounted for. So looks like the CEO of Wirecard has been detained and has resigned. Wow, this is getting crazy. And so we'll look at the details on this here in a second out of Cointelegraph. Second, another topic I just talked about, the Ponzi scheme. Yes, PlusToken is at it again. First, it was $62 million worth of EOS tokens they had on the move. Now it looks like $188 million worth of Ethereum tokens. And now we see the price of Ethereum down 4%. So could they have something to do with this sell-off? It's a possibility. Every single time we saw PlusToken's Ponzi scheme funds move, the market did crash. And we did have a little pullback today. So we'll talk about this here too. And on the Cointelegraph, ICO bubble. Looks like DeFi might be the cause of the next bubble. That's at least what the Waves Association founder said, and warns that decentralized financing could have negative consequences. All that on today's episode. Oh, and we're going to pick the winner of the Dudex Trading Volume Challenge. $50 is going to one winner. You'll find out here shortly. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And so before we get started today, I do want to announce the winner of the Dudex 50 USDT giveaway. I'm doing every 2 weeks. And this is a prime example, guys. This gentleman here, I'm going to show you guys on the screen right now. His email is starting with JHIL@iCloud.com. He is the winner here. He put in about $150, and guess what? He's getting $50 back simply because no one else participated. Had all these individuals sign up. No one actually traded. You guys created an account but didn't trade. So it's going to go to the user, J Hill. You'll see a credit on your account in the next week or so. I think in the next couple of days, I'm going to let Dudex know to credit your account 50 USDT tokens. So next week, all you got to do, guys, sign up and trade more than, I don't know, maybe J Hill will win again, but more than $150 worth of trades to possibly eclipse him and win the $50 in 2 weeks. So the drawings every 2 weeks. Make sure you guys sign up. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let's take a look at this heat map for today. We got Bitcoin down almost 4% to $9,246. Ethereum down 3.8% to $234. Surprised to see on a down day, Bitcoin down a little bit more than the altcoins. But we do have Tezos down heavily today, 6%. Algorand is down heavily. Litecoin down 3.5% to $42.69. XRP down 3.4%. EOS down 3.5%. And Binance down 2%. And we're seeing a break back below that red line you see there, guys. This possibly is due to PlusToken, but it doesn't matter. You can have some type of external event occur and cause a self-fulfilling prophecy from a technical standpoint. So this is something you should be looking out for. We could possibly move back down to the 88 range, or even possibly 8600 range. Look at this channel we've been in really since April. If you go back and look, April was when we entered the channel, and we've been kind of going back and forth ever since then. So possibility of a move back down. I've taken some off the table to the sidelines, and we'll wait to accumulate more tokens here after this move down. Let's take a look at the first article out of Cointelegraph about this Wirecard CEO resigning and being detained by the police over the $2.1 billion fraud. It says the CEO of Wirecard has resigned recently and was arrested by German police under accusations of conspiring to inflate assets and revenue to entice investors. So the former chief executive officer of the fintech company, has been detained in Munich after being charged with misrepresenting the company's balances. As reported by Reuters and many others, Mark Braun, who led the company for the better part of 2 decades, has been arrested. According to the statement issued by the prosecutor's office, he is accused of having conspired to inflate assets and total revenue through false transactions with third-party acquirers. As reported in the last video I covered on this topic, there's an amount of 1.9 billion euros or $2.1 billion that were supposed to be held in a trust in 2 unspecified banks in the Philippines. But Wirecard's board of directors on June 21st issued a statement saying that with a high degree of probability, the funds do not exist. This sum of money represents more than 32% of Wirecard's claimed assets of 5.8 billion euros or $6.5 billion. Since the issue finally came to light last week, he, the CEO, has resigned. The judge is set to deliberate whether to continue detention today. The hole in the budget and ongoing turmoil raises questions on whether the company will be able to recover and survive in the long term. As Cointelegraph mentioned, Wirecard is the principal issuer for many crypto debit card companies like Crypto.com, WireX, and many others. The CEO of Crypto.com noted that their debit cards are fully pre-funded and the reserves are held in a separate UK bank distinct from Wirecard. So this essentially has no relation to what funds are held in Crypto.com's behalf for their customers who use the debit cards. And it is true, you have to fund your debit card to use it. So it's not like you can overspend. The money is there. So this is crazy. I wonder what's going to happen to the CEO. Just wanted to give you guys an update on that though. Next article is again one we just talked about. Ponzi scheme PlusToken moves $185 million worth of Ethereum. A wallet containing PlusToken funds has transferred some $188 million worth of Ethereum, and the price of ETH is now down 4% on the day. The ETH that had moved today had not been touched since December of 2019 and represents roughly a fifth of the total value collected by PlusToken. The 789 plus thousand ETH was transferred today from a wallet containing PlusToken funds. The amount, worth some $185 million at today's price, hadn't moved since then, a few months after the Ponzi scheme exit scam actually started and the arrests began. PlusToken, which operated largely out of China and South Korea, was accused of running a cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme in July of last year. In its heyday, it attracted nearly $3 billion worth of cryptocurrencies, principally Bitcoin, Ethereum, and EOS. Some figures even estimate that the scam allocated nearly 1% of Bitcoin's total supply. So the funds have been split between 52 addresses. The addresses are unmarked on the Ethereum Block Explorer, and it's unclear whether they belong to an exchange or another venue. And again, this comes just a week after $67 million worth of EOS tokens were moved. So clearly, this Ponzi scheme is like, it won't go away. It keeps affecting in the short term, affecting the price of cryptos in general. But I think if you see a negative decrease in the price of the market cap of all cryptos if this is the reason why this is happening, then you should be taking advantage of this drop, because there's just basically a flood of supply, and that supply should be eaten up fairly quickly, and we should get at least back to where we were, about 5% higher. But we'll see how this pans out. But I think we've seen it greatly affected today. As I mentioned earlier, Bitcoin down 4%. Could be because of PlusToken. Last article, DeFi. Yes, let's not make a new ICO bubble out of DeFi, says Waves founder. The Waves Association founder compared DeFi to the 2017 ICO craze. When asked to elaborate on his statement, the founder noted that he strongly believes in DeFi but is worried about the hype surrounding it. He goes on to say DeFi is the future, but it's going to be coming through a bubble part of the cycle now, which can harm its long-term development. He goes on to say that DeFi networks tokens are clearly utility tokens and do have mechanics that give them valuation. But he also noted that the pricing can be inadequate at times, which will lead to bubble-like situations. Even if DeFi might seem less appealing to uneducated investors than ICOs do, to its complex structure, it is likely to suffer from volatile and sudden price drops, he said. He also continued to say DeFi products are more sophisticated in nature than simple ICO tokens, which probably limit the influx of non-qualified investors, but future inevitable volatility and price crashes can severely harm DeFi mass adoption perspectives, which would be very bright otherwise. And if you guys don't know, there have been over 1,000 new DeFi assets added in May alone. In May alone, that's an increase of about tenfold over the same time last year. And in addition to that, we're seeing the DeFi user base hit a $600,000 mark. And we've seen many of these DeFi tokens surge in the last month, 60%, 70%. I think MakerDAO was up, is up over 70%. I know crypto.com, the one I use, CRO is up heavily, over 60%. I think personally, I'm taking a little profit off the table. I'm going to stash some of that in USDC. So just want to give you guys a heads up on what's going on in the DeFi market. Expect volatility, and I would say if you were smart, you would lock in some of those gains on those tokens. But again, shout out to my man, the Tech Geek, for the song by Nelly today. And if you found these videos informative, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. For daily crypto news, by your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out of here, people. Holla!